Plus, installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Make the 2025 deer season your best yet. Come to the Nebraska Deer and Game Expo Friday, January 17th through Sunday, January 19th. Check out the hunting seminars, browse the hunting and outdoor exhibits, sign up for the 360 blind giveaway, compete in the Big Buck and Monster Shed contest, try the 3D shoot and more. Get tickets at the door. The Nebraska Deer and Game Expo, January 17th through the 19th at the Sandhills Global Event Center. 84th and Havelock in Lincoln. Presented by Whitetail Properties Real Estate.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Wait, pause. I need to know, how many games is this again?
100.
100?
100. And even 100.
And Sip. Yeah, bro. Shut up, Sipple. You can't be saying, listen, you know where I go. What's my spot? They tell me down there, they watch the show and they watch Sip, and they told me to tell Sip, stop saying 100. He don't say it like we say it. You say it again how you say it.
100?
100. He says 100.
What's that mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Welcome in. Monday, January 13th is going to be a great day here on the Block. I'm Austin Norman. To my left, Eric Strickland. To my right, we got Ellie. We are the On the Block crew, brought to you as always by the fantastic people at NEBCO. NEBCO's operations span the state of Nebraska and supply the construction industry with the materials needed to construct buildings, streets, and highways. They've been doing it since 1908. They're a fourth-generation family-owned and operated business with over 1,200 employees and 26 companies throughout Nebraska. Learn more. Apply for jobs today at nebcoinc.com. Stricky.
Yep.
What's up, my guy?
Weekend has passed. Medic Monday has arrived. It is all to the good. The sun is shining, but it is a brisk outside today. Stay warm, everybody, if you have the opportunity to do so. Fire and brimstone on the west side, freezing cold on the east side. And and
also in West Lafayette, Indiana, which we'll get to.
Which is crazy. It's a lot going on in the Midwest. It is definitely chilly, willy outside. And Ellie's in the building too.
Yeah, after the first day of classes.
Yeah.
You made it. How was it?
Good. Went in. Well, I had to get up at 5 a.m. So I was already.
You got to get up at 5 a.m.
I got to get up at 5
a.m.
a.m. and then I'm up early enough to go get myself McDonald's breakfast now.
Ooh, what's the go-to?
So, the number 6, the sausage McGriddle.
Oh, you're a McGriddle girl.
Yeah.
I know Stricky doesn't touch any of that.
I don't do that. No.
That's how I subsisted in Edmond, Oklahoma. When Nick and I went down to Stillwater, it was McDonald's breakfast.
Well, that's the thing. For me,
good.
it could be a one-off if I happen to be on the road and I don't see anything else. I'll do it. But it's a one-off. I used to love my dad when we were in the Air Force, and I probably more so in California. I was a little bit older. I had a nice little Schwinn bike.
Oh yeah,
with the pegs on it.
Yeah.
Trying to do little rear wheel jumps and riding on the front, and
Stricky styling.
Yeah, I mean, I did a little skateboarding too. I was a little dude. I had my little Vans on and all that stuff, and my dad would leave that good. Now think about this. I'm about to say this, Ellie. I'm about to expose my age.
35.
My dad would leave a good $8-10. 10 because he knew I was a growing boy. Could have got away with the $6 to $8 range. But it taught me mathematics with the money. It taught me get on your bike and hightail it a good mile or so and get to the strip in Lompoc, California, where all the little stores were. But you can get a nice full meal with a drink, refrain from the drink, wait till I get home, get the good Fanta strawberry.
Ooh, strawberry, okay.
Or,
was strawberry your favorite Fanta?
Strawberry or the cream, what is it called?
Cream soda?
Cream soda.
Oh, you're speaking my language, Stricky.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. $6 to $8.
When I use
could end up with the
app at $6 to $8.
I can end up with the double Big Mac after the meal with the large fries you can't do that.
Not if you use the app, you can.
Cap.
No, app, not cap.
App.
Cap.
App.
And don't make me do it. Don't make me take the hat off
on the count of
and
3.
Toss it.
1.
Don't make me do it.
I'll spend like $7. I like everything I get, but
I'm
not
frequent flyer miles for Ellie.
I'm not
for the little
frequent
cheeseburger and the little child's meal.
My McDonald's order, besides breakfast, because I don't care to share that, my McDonald's order is sacred to me. And
sacred to you?
Yeah.
Now you have to share it.
Nope, only 3 people.
She's straight.
3 people on this earth know my McDonald's order by heart.
Okay, we know Ellie's a fries girl.
Ellie is Joe Boo.
Yeah.
Large fries.
No. I just don't start guessing because I don't know.
Ellie worships
Maybe I am.
the McDonald's. She goes in like Joe Boo. You remember on the movie?
Yeah.
Major League.
Mm-hmm.
She goes in. She places her McDonald's meal down in front of Joe Boo. And yeah, that's Ellie.
What's one place that you go into and you feel like they should just know your order by now? Because you go
nowhere.
There so
I
much.
don't go that
Scooters
place that frequently.
Scooters. Mine's
Scooters.
Jersey Mike's. It's the same girl's always working, and at some point, I want her to be like, "Oh, you're back."
And everybody knows.
Usual.
Yeah, everybody knows I'm bougie. I'm bougie.
You know who does know your order by heart?
Oh, the man.
Our boy Luke.
My boy Luke.
So
Luke
true.
is about that
Luke
life.
He
knows
does
it.
know mine.
Luke
That's
knows
service.
It. Yeah, I like. Luke definitely. Shout out to Luke. Yeah, he's the force. He uses the force. Ooh, you don't want that white chocolate mocha today, and you'll end up
This is
with
the
like a
white chocolate
turtle
mocha
latte.
I'm looking for.
Luke, we shout out to you. Hey,
We
man,
do.
good stuff. What were we talking about? Where we at?
We got lots to get into here today. We will talk some Nebraska basketball. Women win at Rutgers. Men take a big loss at
That's
Purdue.
actually pretty big.
We'll talk about it. We'll get there at the bottom. 2:45, the end of this hour. We will talk Cooper Flagg versus Dylan Harper. 42 points for Cooper Flagg. Dylan Harper coming to Lincoln off the flu on Thursday. We'll get into that. And, of course, go over the weekend that was in football, Ohio State over Texas, and the NFL playoffs. But first, Strick, some coaching news. We look at the NFL, and we'll tie in some NBA with this as well. Let's start with the firing, or at least the non-renewal of the contract for Mike McCarthy in Dallas. Cowboys missed the playoffs for the first time since 2020, McCarthy's first year. But Strick, this was a decision I think a lot of people could have guessed was coming, but at least before the year, right? Yeah, it seemed like McCarthy was on the hot seat. Jerry Jones makes the comments of, hey, Mike's a good coach. We like him. We'd love to have him around the building sometime in the middle of the season. And then the two sides have spent some time trying to come to an agreement for a new contract for him. They finally gave up, said, nope, we're at an impasse. It's not going to happen. So Mike McCarthy will not be the next, will not retain his position as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. What that means for Dallas is that they are a week behind. They could have had interviews going for a week.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to.
Mike McCarthy could have had interviews going for a week, but they held on for a week too long to get themselves out there on the forefront of the search. And that hurts in the NFL, Strick, because, hey, guess what? You're supposed to be the Dallas Cowboys. You should be able to hire whoever you want, right? You're America's team. You're that franchise who wouldn't want an opportunity. But I think, to me, this is another move that shows just how dysfunctional the Cowboys are. They don't know what they want. They waffle back and forth, and they don't either know how to commit to their head coach or not commit to him and get a head start on it. I don't think this is a good sign for the Cowboys.
Well, look, this is a continuation of a lot of what they've been doing, as we would say here on the block, is kicking the can down the road.
That part.
They've been doing that going all the way back from Ezekiel Elliott and before that, where they don't like to pay the players while their market values are advantageous for them, i.e. kick the can down for Dak Prescott, i.e. kick it down for CeeDee Lamb, i.e. kick it down for Zeke when he was there, i.e. like they just keep kicking it down the road, waiting. The market value goes up, and then they end up paying it anyway. So you're paying premium. That's like going a prestige golf course you want to be on. You know you want to be on that golf course. Your house, there's a house that becomes available. You wait until the last minute, and everybody's gonna start putting their bids in. You could have gotten that house when it was put on what's the site, Zillow or whatever. It was the first week on Zillow. You saw it. You was there. You could have went in and put the bid in. No one was really looking at that specific time. It was a new and improved golf course, little housing area. And then you wait. Oh, we're just gonna wait. Maybe all right, the market's not really good for us right now. Yeah, we're gonna. Then all of a sudden, people start getting aware. Bids start coming in. They're not taking the bids because they now the seller believes that we're in a good position. And the next thing you know, you come back and you pay the premium for that lot and that spot. And you could have got it way cheaper. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on, man. That's what they've done. And I think McCarthy leveraged it. I think McCarthy sees the writing on the wall. I think McCarthy knows where they can't go and that they're on stuck mode. And McCarthy looks at this whole scenario and he tries to leverage it, can't come to an impasse. But like you said, he puts himself at a disadvantage because now he's on the back end of these conversations, interviews. His record is also now out there.
Yeah.
So you may end up in a worse situation
because you waited an extra week.
Yeah.
It's going to be fascinating to monitor and see where it goes. Of course, there were some rumblings as soon as this was announced that Bill Belichick would have had interest in the Dallas job, except that he didn't get the back channel communication saying that it was going to come open. So he's at North Carolina. Sounds like he's going to stay put at North Carolina. I'd be curious to see if Mike McCarthy gets back into the NFL this next season, or if he's a guy that takes a year off and then gets back into head coaching, just like Strick, Mike Vrabel, who's officially hired by the New England Patriots over the weekend. New England is such a fascinating dynamic to me because this is now two former players for Bill Belichick in a row that they will go back to. They named Gerard Mayo the coach in waiting before Belichick officially retires, steps down. Mayo goes 4-13 in year one. So what do? They go back to the former player well, back to the former linebacker well, and they get Mike Vrabel to be their head coach. That's kind of where the similarities end, right? Gerard Mayo, I think, is going to be a good NFL coach someday. This doesn't strike me as the right time, the right situation for him. And I'm not just saying that because he failed, right? A first-time head coach walking into an environment with that much dysfunction and having to be the guy that follows the guy is not necessarily an enviable spot to be in. This is where I think Mike Vrabel does make a lot of sense for New England, because just I think through sheer force of personality and will, Mike Vrabel can help reshape that culture, right? Mayo, again, knows the culture, has been a part of it for a long time, right? He was a Patriot to his core, really good one at that. But not having been a head coach before, I don't think that he had the same level of authority that Vrabel's going to walk into those personnel decisions onto the field as well. So yeah, going to be a similar roster. They both still have Drake May, but this is a situation where I think it was good for Gerard Mayo to get the experience. I hope he gets another crack at it someday. This just makes a lot more sense for Mike Vrabel right now.
So here's a circumstance too. Sometimes, and I'm not going to say that this actually happened with Mayo, but it can happen where you're new, stepping onto the scene, and you have to now not focus on a specific area. Like it's okay. This is an analogy or a metaphor, as Ellie would
an allegory,
would have corrected me on with all that good English over there.
At least one of us is getting educated.
Yeah. So here it is. It is a lot easier to burn whatever it is that you're trying to burn with the microscope focused on a specific area than it is to light a fire when it's that light and that power of that sun and that heat is spread out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put people with that same type of fire into position when you're new. But what's hard is you normally take a focus to the ones that you know have your back.
Mm.
So you may be giving shots because you was given a shot to those who are not necessarily ready. I'm not saying that this is the case. I'm just saying I'm giving a few different takes on why this is playing out potentially the way that it is. So you end up bringing in potentially guys that you're comfortable with, that you know is not going to railroad you in meetings.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to have beef with as far as worrying about that room because there's some schism going on between you and that coach, right? That has a voice, that has some power. So you try to eliminate that and push that away.
Mm.
Okay. On the other hand, you can do it similar to what some other coaches in the landscape have done. They bring in guys, they empower guys, and they let them do what they do, but they're the best that you're pulling from in that area to make sure that those areas don't fall apart, because you can only keep your eyes on them. You have to delegate. But it's hard to delegate when you're fresh.
Right.
Because you don't, there's a lot of backstabbing.
You're trying to prove yourself.
There's a lot of A2 brutes.
Mm.
There's a lot of command that people can go around, and they still have back channel, as you alluded to go upstairs and have conversation. So sometimes you don't want that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they get caught up in that. In that system. Vrabel, like you said, he's already been there. He's already dealt with some of these issues.
Yeah.
He's already learned his lessons. Plus, he's part of that culture, and he understands what that culture is and can learn from the mistakes that once were made and grow from it.
I think Gerard Mayo, things would have worked out better if he had been able to make some of those necessary tweaks. But again, this isn't necessarily an overly talented roster, right? I don't think that Gerard Mayo was put in a good position. Again, following Belichick with the roster in the shape that it was, that's where I'm curious to see if, because it's...
No quarterback?
You're anti-Drake May?
Anti-Drake May.
He balled out.
You should be too. Blue Dookie.
We need to stop that. We need to stop. That is not going to become a thing in 2025. We are going to stop that. We are not going to have a conversation.
Okay,
That was the last time you were saying that on air. Intentionally. We are not doing that.
Okay. All right. I'm back.
We good?
We good.
We good?
Yeah.
Okay.
No more blue. I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
You're thinking it.
No.
It's going to stay on your mind all show. We're going to run into this again.
So we need to clip that one.
I need to reset. Okay. So Vrabel comes in, taking over for Gerard Mayo, who I don't think was necessarily put in a great position to be successful. It was going to be hard for any coach to take over for Belichick and get them up from a 4-13 record.
Saban's another one.
Right. You look at it, and we'll get
when
to that.
Pop goes.
We can get to that. Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough for whoever it was taking over. That's not to say Gerard Mayo didn't deserve an opportunity. He did. He paid his dues. I'm curious to see how it goes for Vrabel, but this is where Strick, we have to make sure when we do these analyses that we don't just go surface level, because on the surface, it's two former linebackers that have coached, that played for the same team, but they're different individuals. They have different life experiences. So generally speaking, maybe from the outside, it would look like, hey, look, New England is doing the same thing it just did, right? They went to a linebacker who played under Bill Belichick, who's familiar with the culture. But Gerard Mayo and Mike Vrabel are not the same person in the same stage in their careers. So while it is the same move, it's a different move at the same time. And let's bring that to the NBA, right? You sent me something about the Kings. Doug Christie, right after Mike Brown gets fired, Doug Christie takes over, and the Kings are starting to play some better basketball, right? Maybe you see this sometimes with interim coaches where teams play better. Ohio State men's basketball at the end of the year. But then you see some teams just fold. Just give it up. Say, well, coach is fired. We're on the outside of the playoff race looking in. Yeah, it's mid-season, but it's going to take a lot for us to get back into it. Let's just put it in neutral and see where the season takes us instead of put it into overdrive and try to succeed. What is it about an interim coach? What is it about a player returning to coach for an organization that can go so well for a place?
Well, again, Doug Christie had been there during one of the better runs that Sacramento has had. In those instances, usually it's not always the top guy. You don't see Chris Webber out there. You don't see Mike Bibby. You don't see, Jason Williams.
Peja
you don't see Peja went in their front office, but you don't see
DeMarcus
them,
Cousins,
right? You don't see them. It's usually those glue guys, those guys that, Bobby Jackson does pretty good. I just haven't seen him he coaches there as well. So they have a good core of guys that understood what SAC is, what it could be. It seemed to me that SAC just needed another voice. It seemed to me that there were some high tensions, and you can't fault Mike Brown for some of the focus that he was putting on the players with their effort and a lot of just lack of attention to detail. You can't fault him for that, but there's a way of addressing it. And it sounded to me that he was addressing it both internally. When you're not getting it internally, it'd be no difference. You're a father now. When you're having conversations with your son as he continues to grow up, you're going to have conversations with him internally. And there may be times where you may be at school or it may be somewhere where you're going to need to address it openly with others around and not necessarily with him, so that it's an understanding that they know, I know, we all know. Now it holds you accountable to a higher level.
Yeah.
Because if it just happens internally, you don't know what those discussions are that we've had. And sometimes they bring it to the forefront so that those discussions can be understood externally, so that, yes, Mike Brown had once said that and if you continue to see the problem is you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's unfortunate that he got caught up. It seems as though the team had given up on the voice, and Doug Christie he's an intense player with a love for the game, and he's not all out in the open, and he's not all outside, and you don't see much of him. He's he just about his work. And that's how he was when he played. And so you're seeing, it seems like a carryover of that thing that he is as a person now, as a coach, starting to reveal itself on the floor. Now, whether that leads to further opportunity as a head coach down the road, that can happen. Like I said, it can go one of two ways. You can overdo it as a coach, trying to establish yourself. You cannot put the right people in place because you're concerned about
optics,
who's talking, who's, who can circumvent you, who could replace you. You got all those things that then go on, or you can just do it in the right way and put people in and delegate and, similar to what Deion's done.
Right. And that's where, if you're an owner, a general manager, it's really important to know, does your team need a guy that's just a new voice, or does your team need a guy that's going to make some of these changes, new people and new seats? And that's where I think a lot of organizations go wrong, is they misidentify what they need in that moment, whether they need the reshuffling or just the new voice, because the right people are there. So going to be interesting to watch what happens up in New England and then Sacramento throughout the rest of the year. We'll go to break. Cooper Flagg, 42 points, new ACC freshman record, but a guy that's hot on his tail for the number 1 overall draft pick, at least right now, Dylan Harper of Rutgers. He brings the Scarlet Knights to Lincoln on Thursday. Let's talk about it. Cooper Flagg versus Dylan Harper in college and in the NBA. We'll do that when we get back to On the Block.
Follow Austin, Strick, and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies with light winds, an afternoon high around 32. Tonight, a slight chance of snow showers, otherwise partly cloudy, a low around 9. And tomorrow, we'll see probably sunny skies with light winds, an afternoon high near 26. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Husker fans, this season, Nebraska is celebrating 50 years of Husker women's basketball, and they need you to help celebrate. You've shown up for women's hoops from the start and continue to prove that Nebraska fans really are the best in the nation. On Sunday, January 26th, the Huskers face Big Ten opponent Ohio State, and they're calling on all Husker fans to help pack PBA so they can celebrate 50 years of Husker women's hoops together. Get your tickets now and be a part of this historic season. For event and ticket information, go to huskers.com/tickets.
A new year means it's time to try new things. If you haven't tried Fear's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For the days you don't want to go to the gym, don't worry. Fear's cheese spread is there to cheer you up. And for the days you do get to the gym, why not celebrate when you get back with the best dip around? Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Fear's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Electrical Enterprises in Roca reminds you the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let's honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty, and let's salute all of those who serve today. This from Electrical Enterprises in Roca. For all of your residential and commercial electrical construction needs, give them a call at 402-438-5822. 402-438-5822. Proudly saluting our troops and veterans now and all year long. And Happy New Year.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village. If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here during On the Block. We are going to talk some Nebraska basketball, but also talk some Duke basketball. Don't do a whole lot of that on this show. And no, I was not upset that we were talking Duke, right? It's not Strick bringing up Duke that triggered me last segment, for those of you on the text line who are wondering.
Man.
Trust me, that is the least of my concerns. I'm Austin, he's Strick, by the way. That is 9-year NBA vet, Husker Hall of Famer Eric Strickland, for those of you not familiar. We want your thoughts here, 402-464-5685. Stricky, my boy.
I wore blue too, though.
You did.
Yeah.
For a couple different teams, right?
Yeah. See?
Cooper Flag, a.k.a. Hooper Flag, popped off. 42 points on 11 of 14 shooting, 16 of 17 at the free throw line. He helped ice the game late against Notre Dame.
Garbage.
Who shot 63% on threes and only turned the ball over 7 times and still lost by 8.
Garbage.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
Let's
But
tricky.
Let's just do some numbers here for my boy Cooper Flag. Who before Cooper Flag was the most recent Duke player to score 40 points in a game? Before Cooper Flag.
It definitely wasn't the Hurley era, because they it was after that. Maybe the Tatum era, but they were still had too many.
What do you think? What are you thinking?
Could it be Elton Brand?
It was not Elton Brand. It was J.J. Redick.
Oh, he went on
J.J. Redick, 40 points
storm
against Virginia in 2006. The previous freshman high was 35, set by Zion Williamson. So Cooper Flag, the first Duke freshman to score 40 or more points in a game. There have been 3 other occurrences of freshmen dropping 40 points in an ACC game, Stricky. Do you know who those 3 are? 2 of them went to North Carolina. 1 of them went to Boston College.
40-piece chicken wing.
40-piece chicken wing.
It wasn't Jordan, because
it was not Jordan.
They was not going to let him get busy like that.
All of these have happened since 2006.
North Carolina. 2006. Wasn't McGinnis then.
It was not.
Uh,
Mr. Bloody Nose, Mr. Punchable Face.
I'm lost.
Psycho T.
It wasn't. I know it wasn't Vince because that
Tyler Hansbrough.
No freaking way.
Hansbrough dropped 40 as a freshman.
This is why we need to have a conversation.
Okay.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
The other Tar Heel
No
that dropped
way
40.
He got 40.
Mm-hmm. The other one, Doug McDermott's high school teammate in Iowa. Do you remember who that was?
Mm-mm.
Harrison Barnes.
Oh, Harrison went for a 40 piece?
Freshman Harrison Barnes dropped 40 in 2011. And someone by the name of Olivier Hanlon for Boston College had the previous ACC freshman scoring record for Boston College in an ACC tournament game against Georgia Tech. Cooper Flagg one-ups them all as Duke beats Notre Dame 86-78. Strick, Cooper Flagg's been really good, but also really good, Dylan Harper for Rutgers. He's been kind of the star of the show. Ace Bailey missed a few games early on, has been kind of banged up, and Ace Bailey's been inconsistent. Harper's been struggling with the flu a little bit. He's been sick, not feeling himself. But early in the year, Dylan Harper became the first freshman, maybe ever, at least in a long time, to put up 35 points in back-to-back games against some really good competition right out there in that Players Era Festival in Las Vegas. Cooper Flagg, we heard about coming into the year, kind of overshadowed Dylan Harper, who is in his own right a really good player, younger brother of Ron Harper Jr., son of Ron Harper, right, longtime NBA guy as well. But Strick, as you watch Cooper Flagg, as you start to hear more about and watch some more Dylan Harper, which guy do you think is better suited for college in the NBA?
So a lot of people believe that at the age of 18, he is a high-level, four-level type scorer. He has the ability to not only create space, create a shot, he has a great handle. He's got floaters. He's got a good body. He can create mismatch issues for most teams.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people believe that in an open style of the NBA, he probably has the most upside. Now, for me, when I look on the other side, when I look at Cooper Flagg, you just have to ask these questions, Austin. You have to look at it and you have to say to yourself, is his upside or his future prospect is on the lines of Doncic? Even if you go back and look at a Detlef Schrempf,
mm-hmm.
With just the abilities to score. Yeah, even if you go back and look at Bird, a more athletic, because most now with the style of play, with a lot of the training, you don't get many Birds now, and Bird still could do what Bird did and dookie on people when he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I wasn't talking about Blue. I'm talking about how he used to. I can't say the word I want to say, so I had to say that. He used to talk his dookie to the players on the other side and let them know how he was going dookie on them. You know what I mean? So that's how.
Is this the only phrase we know to convey how good a player is? Is this the only phrase we know?
I can't say the other word, man. We live on.
But we have another phrase. We have other phrases. I'm not asking you to say that word.
Okay, well, let's get back to it.
Continue.
Is he going to look like Schrempf? Is he going to look like a Jason Williams who, came in and gave that work?
Mm-hmm.
Or is he going to show flashes and he's going to give you Austin Crozier vibes, or he's going to give you Adam Morrison vibes, or is he going to give you Tyler Hansbrough vibes that looked the part, but once you get to the next level, things kind of catch up with you? What we're going to see. I think others believe that he's above that. They think they have enough dog and heart to believe that he's above that.
Do you?
And I think he has focus and effort to believe that he's above that. I'm willing to say that as long as they don't take his heart, and if he takes a Dirk mentality, where Dirk got, that movie, I can't remember. I want to say it was Indiana Jones. I think they went in.
Oh yeah, Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
Took it out.
Mm-hmm.
They did that to Dirk.
Hey.
And you know what team it was? You remember? What team?
Well, I mean, there was the Foul Fest against the Heat in the 06 finals.
Not that one.
Are you thinking the Spurs? You think the Lakers? You think
The
the Suns?
Golden
The Warriors. That's
State
right. The Warriors. That's right.
Reached in like the Temple of Doom, and they took his
Mine
heart.
now.
But he said, I'm gonna bounce back.
Or did he ever?
That team was a mid plus approaching 60 win team.
Yeah.
They're like at the top of the West.
Yeah.
Took their heart.
Mm-hmm.
And
1 versus 8.
Now, what's gonna happen when that happens to you? Because we saw how your boy came in looking.
My boy?
Your boy, Dalton Connect. Came in looking like he was about to take over like gangbusters. But he dookied on himself.
No, he did not.
You know what I'm saying?
He did not. I disagree.
I think he's trying to figure it out now.
With these two guys, Flag and Harper, Strick, are they going to be good enough in the NBA that these are guys the franchise that drafts them build around? Or are they going to be the complementary pieces? Do you see superstardom for either one of these two guys? Because
for who?
For Flag and for Harper. Because obviously the team context is going to be important. It's not an individual game.
Yeah.
Are Cooper Flag and Dylan Harper guys that you build around, or are they just pieces of the puzzle?
Let me ask you this question. A question with a question. I like where you went. Let me ask you this question. Does he remind you of Cade Cunningham? Does he remind you of your boy, the lefty from RJ Barrett? Or does he remind you of Ant Edwards? Or I'll give you one more on that side. Or does he remind you of Jaylen Brown with a little bit more thang to him?
I don't think Harper is Jaylen Brown. I don't. I think Jaylen is significantly more athletic in the traditional sense with the explosion, the burst, and the leaping. I do see Cade, but I think even Cade's maybe a little bit more athletic than Dylan Harper. I think Dylan Harper obviously has a long ways to go to get to this point, but style of play, honestly, I see some Luka. I see a mix of Cade and Luka. I really do. I think Luka is a much more creative passer than Dylan Harper, but Harper can make a lot of the passes. We know Luka came into the NBA with a few jump shot questions, really worked on it. Now he's high volume, pretty good efficiency as well. That's kind of the mold I see for Dylan Harper. I think he's adequate off the ball, but I think a lot of his value is being a bigger lead guard. And that, to me, Strick, is a guy you can build around.
Okay.
I don't think he's RJ Barrett. I think Barrett's more of a scorer than Harper is, just like purely a scorer, right? Not that Harper can't get buckets, but I think RJ's maybe too much of a pure scorer to compare to Harper too. Brown's definitely more athletic. So I think that Dylan Harper, to me, is in that Cade Cunningham Luka mold.
Okay. Let's go just one step further before, we dip out of here. 402-464-5685. Willie, I like Ace too. I think he's got upswing, but I think he's a little young, and he might go a little bit extra right now, but he'll settle that in. But here's the thing. Give me, right now, 3 teams that would be a great fit for him.
For Dylan Harper?
Give me 2 if you need to.
So I'm just trying to look at teams at the top of the draft, right? Because he's going to go near the top. I don't think Charlotte, because I think LaMelo's balling. We have to have the LaMelo Ball conversation. Like, he has been so good this year. Washington needs everything. Being able to stay on the East Coast wouldn't be bad for him. Portland is still searching, right? Scoot Henderson has not been it for them. I could see Dylan Harper being successful out there in Portland.
Clippers
Clippers
to follow up, so that way he doesn't have to be James Harden, but can, kind of just be there and be a 6-7 man and just kind of slowly develop into it.
I could honestly see Utah too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Sexton has been good, right? Colin Sexton's a darn good NBA player, but if the Jazz don't want to give him his money, or they want to trade him, or they can even play alongside him, right? That is a bulldog on the defensive end, and Colin Sexton as well. I mean, New Orleans is just injured. I don't know what to make of their roster.
Pause. Rewind.
Utah.
In the mode of what's our boy that came from Illinois that played in Utah, in Dallas, big strong body, all-star.
Oh, Darren Johnson.
Darren
Williams.
Darren Williams.
Yeah, Darren Williams. Yeah.
If he goes there, he reminds me of kind of the possibility of how that could develop. Because he really shined and developed out there as the lead guard.
That's right.
That was when it really, because he was really an off guy in Illinois.
Yeah.
For the most part.
With those really good Illinois teams.
Yeah. Oh, that's just a thought. That just popped in my head when you were saying Utah.
Yeah. I'm going to be fascinated to watch Dylan Harper when the Scarlet Knights come here. They're not playing so well right now. Again, Harper's been sick. His last 2 games, he's gone 2 of 11 overall, just 2 of 7 from 2, 0 of 4 from 3, and only gotten to the free throw line 3 times. But before that, 16 points, 12 assists, and 11 rebounds against Columbia. Had 22 points against Princeton in a 1-point loss, and then in a 3-point win over Seton Hall. Dylan Harper, 24 points, had 2 rebounds as well in that game.
Justin gets me.
Gosh dang it, Justin. Why do you have to feed into this? Before we go to break, though, Strick,
talk to me.
Do you think Cooper Flagg can be a ball-dominant guy in the NBA? Or do you think he's an off-ball guy?
And see, that's the thing.
What do you think? Because Harper's value is going to be on the ball, right? He's proven he has those skills right now. Do you buy Cooper Flagg's?
I'm going to say he could be a better version of Dirk with more athleticism. So meaning he can handle the ball. I don't know if he has isolation initial abilities on Dirk, but I don't know if he has shot creativity yet on Dirk. But I think he could be that kind of mold, an early version of Dirk that runs, can handle, can push. He's got midi, got float, got rim both hands.
Yeah.
Can bang on you if he needs to.
Which is where I like that comparison a lot more than I've heard some whispers of could he be Jason Tatum? No. Tatum was wired as a scorer, grew into a ball handler and a point forward to some degree. The comps I've seen a lot for Cooper Flagg outside of the Tatum one, Sean Marion, Andre Kirilenko. Good players, certainly good players that were valuable contributors on title teams, but never the guy on their teams, right? I mean, you had the Darren Williams teams. You had Mehmet Okur on that Utah team as well. Kirilenko was really good, but that's where I like your Dirk comparison, right? Because Dirk wasn't asked to dribble on the perimeter. Dirk wasn't asked to, be a Jokic playmaker, right? Dirk's job is get buckets. Could he pass? Yes. Could he screen? Yes. I think Cooper's going to end up being a little better defender than Dirk was, a little more versatile there. Dirk, I still think, was a little taller than Cooper. We'll see if he's done growing or not. But again, I think Cooper's more of a true wing, whereas Dirk was more of a power forward. So can he add some handle to the Sean Marion package? That's kind of where I'm at with Cooper Flagg. Probably worthy of number 1 overall. But Strick, I honestly wouldn't write off Dylan Harper going number 1 just because of the value he can bring on the
upside.
Ball.
Upside. Yeah, the upside is definitely there for what he can be. I mean, there's different molds, like you said, we can see in him. Cade Cunningham, you can see Jalen Brunson, you can see different molds. And I think like we talked about earlier is the team would matter.
Yeah.
The team in where he would go would mean to make the difference.
I will throw this in there as well. I think it's going to be best for Cooper Flagg if he stays on the East Coast. Tight family. He's from Maine. I think a place like the Nets wouldn't be bad for him. I don't think he would hate being in DC or even Charlotte. I think being on the East Coast, close to that Duke connection, and his family's all on the East Coast as well. I think that's going to mean more for Cooper Flagg than Dylan Harper.
I agree. I think Dylan can go anywhere, and I think Dylan can give you LA, and Dylan can give you Denver.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think he can give you Portland, and I think he can. I think he can give you Portland, and I think he can give you Phoenix.
What if you pair Dylan Harper with Victor Wembanyama?
I like it because I actually like it, but I think San Antonio is going to be a little bit too high for him, and I think it's going to cost too much to, and San Antonio is not known for that to go in, but they're good at finding their Kawhi Leonard types.
They are.
They're those little dimes in the rough. They're good at that.
That they are. Hey, while we're on Rutgers, let's go to break. Let's talk about Husker women's basketball. Get a win on the road at Rutgers, following up a home win over Michigan State. How are the Lady Huskers looking on the court right now? We'll get into that to wrap up hour 1 of On the Block.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social
Have you heard about
exercises
advanced medical
while
imaging
providing
surgery?
them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and so much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Outside is where winter adventure unfolds. On frozen lakes, icy landscapes, and snow-covered slopes, feeling the cold air rush by as you race downhill. The freedom of gliding with ease and the warmth of being together. From epic sled rides to the fun of ice fishing, it's all right here beneath Nebraska skies. Start your winter adventure at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Associations and this station.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It was not all bad for Nebraska basketball yesterday. We'll talk about the men's game in hour 2, but we got to give the props to the Husker women's basketball team here before we get to the top of the 3 o'clock hour. Austin Norman and Eric Strickland with you, Ellie, on the board. Big win for Nebraska on the road. Not a vintage Rutgers team necessarily, but strict Huskers go to the rack. Jersey Mike's Arena up there in Piscataway. They win it to move to 4-2 in conference play, 13-4 overall. Nebraska's 2 losses in conference play have come to probably the 2 best teams in the conference. On the road at number 1 UCLA, and then on the road at number 4 USC. Lauren Betts, Juju Watkins did their thing against the Huskers, but the Huskers come back home and win a couple games, Penn State and Michigan State, before going back on the road, and they take down Iowa. They'll be back in action Thursday on the road at Iowa. New look Iowa without Caitlin Clark. Not a bad team, but still trying to find itself. What stood out to me yesterday, Strick, for the Huskers against Rutgers was Nebraska got out to a big lead. Rutgers crawled back in it. We know home teams do that in the Big Ten. Rutgers took the lead late. And then who did the Huskers play through? A little bit of Markowski, but it was Britt Prince. Career high 24 points for the freshman out of Elkhorn North, including 10 points down the stretch in the fourth quarter. Huskers end up winning it 69-62. Not a great, start to the new year, end of 24 and start of 25 with those two big losses in Los Angeles to two really good teams. But Strick, I've been impressed with how the Huskers have bounced back from that winning 3 straight. It looks like Britt Prince is trying to find her groove.
Yeah. She's definitely trying to find her way. But like you said, it's the bounce back that's made it good. Then you go out on the road. You struggle on the road going west side, going to the west a little bit. And that's okay. I mean, the number 1 and the number 4 team, it's something.
In the country, not just the Big Ten.
Yeah, in the country. And you actually was playing against USC pretty well, up until late first through the second half.
Mm-hmm.
You were actually playing not too bad. And next thing you know, they just do what they do. They blow it open. So, but then you come back and get another good win at home against the ranked team in Michigan State. And another good win, I think, because I actually think that Rutgers has some talented guards, and they have the ability. I'm not going to say they're on Notre Dame's guards level, but I think they're pretty okay. They're pretty good. I mean, it's going to be a tough road game. You got 2, but when you look at the rest of the schedule, though, Austin, they could actually make some noise. It's not. If they are able to maintain their focus, continue to go on the road, play inspired, figure out what those roles are, get their young players like Britt Prince to be able to show some consistency and step up, and to know that there's somebody that you can go to when you need something to get done, then you've got a chance to make some noise as you close out the rest of this season and going into the early March into the Big Ten championship there in Indianapolis.
There are a few big games, I think, to schedule. Nebraska will, like I said, go to Iowa on Thursday to take on Iowa, who's a game and a half back of them in Big Ten standings. Come home for Wisconsin, then Pack PBA days on Sunday, January 26th against Ohio State, who right now is tied with UCLA with a 5-0 mark in the conference. Ohio State still undefeated as well. Scrolling down a little bit here, Strick, Nebraska goes to Indiana. Indiana's still a really solid team. They're a half game ahead of the Huskers at 4-1. You get Michigan, Iowa at home back-to-back, going out to Maryland, who's also really good. That is a program with a lot of history, a lot of tradition. Terps are 5-1 in Big Ten play, and Nebraska hasn't necessarily handled that road trip well in the past. Then they finish that road trip with Illinois, Oregon, Washington at home, and then at Northwestern to finish. And those are teams, I mean, Oregon right now 3-3 in the conference, Washington 3-2 in the conference, but then Northwestern 0-5 in the conference. Like you said, there's a path for the Huskers to make some noise in the Big Ten. They're in 7th right now. If you just go with the two different ties with 5-0 and 4-1 records. But Strick, I don't have a lot of questions about Nebraska women's basketball in the regular season. We'll talk about this a little bit with the men, but I have no doubts that Nebraska is going to be in the neighborhood of 19 to 22 wins in the regular season, or again, sitting at 13-4 right now after the win over Rutgers. To me, is there another step for this program in the postseason, right? And I think having a guard like Britt Prince, who, yes, Jazz Shelley was phenomenal, one of the best players of the last decade for Husker women's basketball. But I think Britt Prince is going to be a little bit better with the ball in her hands. And like we talked about with Dylan Harper, if Britt Prince gets confidence heading into the Big Ten tournament and NCAA tournament, I think even as a freshman, she can be good enough to do something special for the Huskers.
Yeah. I think so. And I think that was really what the goal was for this, her early tenure there as a Husker, is just to really not put heavy expectations on her and just really allow her to find her way and grow into it slowly. You know what I mean? Not
at her own pace.
Yeah. I think that's what they really wanted to make sure that they did. And I think they did that. And so I'm looking forward to really watching her throughout her career. I think she has the potential to be special. She chose Nebraska for a reason. And I think now you're going to get a chance to see hopefully a little bit more of what her capabilities are, and her, I want to see more continuously of her her ability to distribute and create for teammates. They're not super athletic.
Right.
So they're going to struggle sometimes defensively. They're going to struggle sometimes with size. They've got to be very fundamentally sound. And I think that's an area where we want to see Coach Amy Goose. And that was when we played together. But we want to see them be able to recruit, and we're going to see how serious they are in wanting to go to another level. You got to look at it and say, are you comfortable with the level that you're at, just getting there, or do you really want to go to the next level? And that's a decision that they're going to have to make.
That it is, and I think shooting a little better from three would help as well. 34.8%, not bad at all, but again, for a team that might be a step or two slow when you get to the upper levels of competition, like we saw against USC and UCLA, what's the equalizer? Shooting from long range. So I think if the Huskers can get hot from beyond the arc, that'll help as well. We'll go to break. We'll talk some football. We'll hop back into Husker basketball at the bottom of the hour. Then we'll have a crossover. All that and more on hour 2 of On the Block, brought to you by NEPCO.
Follow Austin, Strick, and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to BeBigNow.org.
League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with Omaha's first serve on January 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Witness history in the making as Love Omaha Volleyball takes on Love Madison in the team's inaugural home match. Be there to watch Olympic teammates Jordan Larson and Lauren Carlini go head-to-head in a battle of the world's best. Visit LOVBOMA.com for tickets starting at $31. Volleyball is the next major league.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk commitment. And what better way to do that than with some shiny, sparkly jewelry? Am I right? Now, I'm not suggesting you have to rush, but if you're considering making a significant move, do your planning. We offer financing and payment plans. Lock down your selection with confidence. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies with light winds. An afternoon high around 32. Tonight, a slight chance of snow showers, otherwise partly cloudy, the low around 9. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies with light winds, an afternoon high near 26. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Attention all wing fans! Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 89-cent boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.29 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today at 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Electrical Enterprises in Roca reminds you the men and women of our military dedicate themselves to serving our country. Their commitment and courage keep our country safe and strong. Let's honor those who have lost their lives in the line of duty, and let's salute all of those who serve today. This from Electrical Enterprises in Roca. For all of your residential and commercial electrical construction needs, give them a call at 402-438-5822. 402-438-5822. Proudly saluting our troops and veterans now and all year long. And Happy New Year.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and so much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for 3. And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hour 2 of a Monday show, a busy Monday. Had lots to talk about in hour 1. That is not changing here in hour number 2. We're talking NFL football, we're talking college football playoffs, and then we'll talk some Nebraska men's basketball coming up in 15, 20 minutes or so. He's Strick, I'm Austin. We got Ellie on the board, and we are brought to you by the great people of NEBCO. They're specifically looking for mechanics for their constructors brand. They're hiring for all positions, but immediate job openings for mechanics, laborers, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. You can join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Laborers' wages start at $23 and up based on experience. Visit nebcoinc.com or constructorslincoln.com to learn more. All right, Stricky, let's just get college football playoff out of the way. National championship is set. Ohio State dominates the fourth quarter to beat Texas. It was a 14-7 game at half. Travion Henderson houses a screen after Texas goes and ties the game on a pass to a running back out of the backfield. 30 seconds left in the first half. Ohio State screen pass to Travion Henderson to take a 14-7 lead into half. Texas would score in the third quarter, but then 14 points in the fourth for Ohio State, including one of the best plays, I think, in Ohio State history by Jack Sawyer, a local kid, one of the first commits to Ryan Day when he took over for Urban Meyer after Urban Meyer left to go to Jacksonville. Cool moment for him. Ohio State 2 touchdowns better than Texas in this game. What did you take away from this one?
Well, this was tough. This was tough, and I feel bad, but I don't for Texas, right? Listen, a lot of people, and I listened to some conversations and some pundits, but a lot of people would actually say that try to blame this on Quinn Ewers, try to blame this on situations and things that maybe he didn't do, and I'm not going to actually do that. I actually think he played well enough for this team to have success and win the game. You look across the board, and they both actually, as quarterbacks, played well. Yes, each had an interception. The interception of Quinn Ewers was late, and I've got to say, Sarkisian is one of the best offensive minds in a long time, and probably one of the best in the college football space and game right now. And my thing is this. Let me run it down. First half, Ohio State, they got a lot of pressure on yours.
They did.
It was just constantly around him, in his face.
He stepped up into pressure a few times. It was
just
not
really
pretty.
nothing there, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So this is why you like the genius mind of Texas.
Sarkisian. Yep.
Sarkisian.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the second half, they realized that they had an advantage. Their running backs I think combined had more catches than most receiving cores. I think it was like 74 or 75 prior to the game. They started to go to the backs, and they were getting good traction by going to the backs out of the backfield, running them into routes, caught a couple touchdowns. Matter of fact, the running back scored dang near all the
Dame's
touchdowns.
taking a look at that
Right?
with two really good running backs?
Right? So that's kind of what happened. So they was able to get the ball out quicker. It worked. Then you see them get down to the goal line. It's crucial. It's needed and necessary. You get two big pass interference, PI penalties that literally put you on the doorstep, where you're at the point where you're wiping your feet, and you don't have to. You don't even have to go in like Eddie Murphy and Rick James. You don't even got to go in like that.
No,
with dirty feet. You had time. You was right there. You
just stick the toe in.
Stick that part. Pause.
Over the line.
So you get stopped. Sarkisian. Here's my thing, and this is just my opinion, and I'm gonna let you take it from there. I just wanted to run down, so if anybody forgot, you can see how that went. If I'm Sarkisian, I'm in this semifinal, I'm at the doorstep, and I'm not a coach, and I don't consider myself to be, but I'm just gonna say to myself, I'm 4 times trying to beat down your door. And if you stop me, it's one of the best teams, strong teams, great running backs, powerful line. If you stop me at the doorstep 4 straight times with sneak, dives, jump overs, then I'm going to stand at the sideline and I'm just going to be like, I'm going to look at you from across the way and I'm going to clap my hands and I'm going to salute you and say, you did that.
But now guess what? You're on the 1 yard line with my top 5 defense in the country. Good luck.
Okay. Mano y mano.
Let's do it again.
Who got the biggest sack? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be the Eminem on 8 Mile, the movie, that almost threw up on himself in the first beginning? Right? Or are you going to be the end Eminem where you stepped in and mic drop on him? Which one you going to be? That's the mentality you got to take.
Texas went full mom spaghetti.
I'm just going to say, I think Sarkisian overthought himself. He basically ghetto boys himself. I sit alone in my 4-cornered room staring at candles. He ghetto boys himself. His mind's played tricks on him. And 7-yard loss at this point. I'm more in favor of Ohio State at this point.
Yeah.
Tight windows, good DBs, safeties are real good, can cover. I'm at that. And that's what happened. Shut down.
And then what happened after that? Strip sack. 80-plus yard touchdown. Night, Texas. That is pretty much exactly what happened. Jack Sawyer says night to Texas. Old Dad 34 on the text line. Strick, we don't ever feel bad for Texas college football. Ever. Texas deserved what was coming to it. Strick, this was a defensive game. It was 21-14 offensively. Credit Sarkisian for, again, some of that stuff he did with the running backs out of the backfield. Super creative. I liked a lot of that. It was going to be
How
tough.
come we don't do more of that? Holgerson, if you listening.
He got his boy back, Stricky. Emmett Johnson's a weapon out of the backfield. Dana Holgerson knows that.
That's what I need to see next year. Some of that creativity out of the backfield. I need it.
Did Ohio State win this game or did Texas lose it?
I gotta give credit to Ohio State. They won it. Howard played phenomenal.
One bad throw to Jeremiah Smith, and that's about it.
not being able to get the ball to Jeremiah Smith.
1 catch for 3 yards. 1 for 3.
What's my guy's name? 17.
Carnell Tate.
Carnell Tate came
Baller.
up big for him.
Baller.
Big.
Mm-hmm.
Struggled in times during the season.
Mm-hmm. Young guy.
Confidence to go back to him. Stepped up big. Had a big night. Shout out to the running back.
Mm-hmm.
Look, just look at the box score.
Hey.
Just look at
I got it here too.
Talk to me.
Trevion Henderson, 6 for 42. Quinshon Judkins, 9 for 36. That's 15 carries for 78 yards between your top 2 running backs.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. I mean, decent average, but Texas has been one of the best run defenses in the country all year.
Yeah.
And not like Texas had a lot of room to run either. Wisner went 17 for 46. Blue was the guy that caught the 2 touchdowns.
Big time for him. Usually the big break guy.
Right.
Couldn't
Only
get no
4 for
space.
16. So that's 21 for 62. Not much to be had in the running game. Both teams were behind the sticks a lot. Quite a few third and mediums and longer. Howard, 24 of 33. That's pretty darn good efficiency with the 1 touchdown and the 1 interception. Ewers, 23 of 39. Texas put a lot on his shoulders. I don't think Quinn Ewers was bad. I think that Ohio State pass rush was just too good by the end. And you see the difference between, like a Golden or a Bolden and a Ryan Wingo and, Jeremiah Smith and the attention that Texas had to give him. A Carnell Tate, even Emeka Strick, 5 big catches for 51 yards. Ohio State is just so balanced across the board.
That's a fact.
It was such an incredible performance from them, I thought.
And Tiamalu, hurt ankle.
Yeah.
Still got after it.
Mm-hmm.
Hurt shoulder for
Carter from Penn State.
Right, him. And then but here's the other part. They what was I had a point. When you really look at Ohio State, it was the balance.
Yes.
It was Will Howard spreading that ball around, and it was their running backs going, it was the big plays.
Yeah.
It was Texas was setting up with 2 deep safeties to minimize big plays.
Mm-hmm.
And they just happen, this can happen to anybody. They happen to run the right freaking play at the right time with a corner blitz, everybody defensively shifting to the right.
Mm-hmm.
You go back into the teeth of that, and it's nothing but sailing from there. It just happened.
In normal running back, you don't bust that for 75 either.
No, but you see the patience.
Yeah.
He showed great patience because it was a lot out there. He allowed his linemen to get out front.
Mm-hmm.
He had patience. He saw it reminded me kind of a punt return where he just kind of saw a little crease. Okay, I'm going to wait. And had enough speed to get the crease, and it was on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It was good stuff.
Ohio State 28, Texas 14, national championship game in a week. Ohio State versus Notre Dame. We do want to get some NFL playoffs here, Stricky. We'll start with my upset pick. Get it out of the way.
And it didn't go good for you.
Chargers no-showed. 32-12. Justin Herbert let me down. I am very close to jumping off the bandwagon. That was a major letdown for me from the Chargers. But Stricky, not like it went much better for your upset pick either.
Who?
You said the Steelers.
Negative.
You said the Steelers.
Cap.
You said the Steelers.
28-14.
They're down 21-0
I said the Bucks
half
going down.
You said watch out for the Steelers is what you said. And we want to hit that because our boy Cubsker on the text line, boy, oh boy, Pittsburgh didn't show up again per normal. A Tomlin-led team wasn't prepared again for the second game in a row for a team that they had won every game for 5 years straight prior to the last regular season game in Baltimore. And they made them look like they were track stars in the run game. Tomlin needs gone.
Look.
What say you?
Yo, listen. Derrick Henry, my boy, that was one of the best. And listen, they had a scheme for him. We are hitting Derrick Henry every time they run our RPO action or zone read action. And then Lamar Jackson just goes buck enough. And I'm still trying to figure out how they're able to do this with really only Andrews and no big play wide receiver. How are they getting away with this? Just I don't understand it. And listen, Russell Wilson didn't play bad.
No.
I'm
Against
not
a really
even going
good
to say
defense
it
in
was the
Baltimore.
offense. The defense just did
You
not
will
show
have
up.
300 rushing yards in an NFL
That
game.
part. That if that happens, you are always losing in an NFL game. If they get that many rush yards, there's no way you can win in an NFL game.
Especially when you only go 11 for 29 yourself.
Yeah.
Running the ball.
Yeah.
Not a good performance from Pittsburgh, Strick, but I think the last 3...
You got to say Pickens showed up, though.
5 for 87.
Finally, because he's been struggling as of late. So that was good.
This, again, to me, is a big credit to Baltimore, who has wanted to build this type of offense around Lamar Jackson, right? He hasn't had a running back like Derrick Henry because, hey, guess what? There's not many running backs like Derrick Henry out there
31 years old, too?
Yeah.
Ninth year?
He
didn't look like he
was. A lot of tread off those tires.
He didn't look
fresh.
like it.
He looks spry.
Yeah.
Baltimore's been building to this for a while. I think they have the run game that they finally want. But Husker says his last 3 words of the text, Tomlin needs gone.
He's the longest tenured coach right now.
What do you think? Is Tomlin the problem? Is he the solution? Does Pittsburgh need to keep him? What do you think?
So here's the deal. Tomlin can walk away, take a year off, and he can have his choice as to where he would want to go. He would get picked up again quickly. If he wanted to coach the next year, he could, and I probably wouldn't if I was him. I'd go sit up in that booth somewhere, talk my dookie, and go from
Till
there.
I'm blue in the face.
Yeah, until you...
You were going to do it. I just had to get it out of the way.
That was good. Okay. And then I would do that if I was him. And I would basically, I'd be over there like with my goggles, Austin. This is what I'd be doing. Like I do right out here. Where they at, though? Where they at, though? Where they at, though? I'd be looking for the right situation and team. And I wouldn't move until I had my Dora the Explorer found the map.
Yeah.
Backpack. You're going to be watching a lot of that in a few years.
Hopefully it's a few years. He's still not watching TV. We have held off so far. Shirk, I think there are a couple interesting quotes from a piece that was put out by The Athletic about this situation. These are from coaches from different teams. One coach said, Pittsburgh plays a risk-averse brand and they let the defense do it for them. What does that get you? Playoff entrance and a first-round loss.
That's a fact.
Then you criticize Tomlin and say he's holding them back, but that's how it is with every other team that drafts a quarterback in the first round that doesn't pan out. Pittsburgh's defense got shredded by the end of the year. Right? It looked like a unit that was worn down from having to carry so much weight throughout the course of the regular season that giving up 300 rushing yards to the Ravens, not necessarily a shock with the way they were playing. TJ Watt hasn't recorded a defensive statistic in like 130 snaps. That's a problem. So the defense that was supposed to be the bedrock let him down. And then you don't have the quarterback to fall back on because guess what? Kenny Pickett didn't pan out. Russell Wilson, like you said, wasn't bad. Not necessarily the answer. And then here's this from the Athletic as well. A different opposing coach said they are successful because they don't change and they can't win a playoff game because they don't change. You see the positive, right? Still not had a losing season in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Incredibly impressive. That's mind-blowing. In an NFL that is set up for parity, to find a way to not have a winning or not have a losing season in that long, that's crazy. But Strick, they haven't
because
won
it's like this.
Right. That's how the NFL wants it.
That's how, yeah.
But they haven't won a playoff game in 8 years.
Which is a surprise.
For a championship organization like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're not wrong to keep him, but they're not wrong to move on from him either.
It goes to show you, though, once a franchise level quarterback leaves, and who said it on the text line?
Cubsker.
Cubsker, I love you, Cubsker. You know, you got to make sure you wave at us next time you get down here to the mill and sitting in your little spot on the corner. No, that's not Cubsker.
That's a different person.
Yeah,
who would prefer to remain anonymous. So
y'all have some beef. Cubster, we still love you though.
We do.
Listen. If your franchise quarterback leaves and you miss, I've always said it sets your organization back 3, depending to 5 years.
Yeah.
And for them to still be able to get through it without a losing season?
Yeah.
That's amazing to me.
Mm-hmm.
It
In
really
that division.
is.
In that division.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I you say what you will about him, you got to give him credit because you're dealing with cap and
that's cap.
Yeah. To miss on a quarterback, that could be, you can look at franchises right now that hit on what they thought they hit on a quarterback, i.e. your boys, your Chargers.
Yeah.
And his number says he's
good.
He's him.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day,
but you blow a 27-point lead and throw 4 picks in the postseason.
Can't do it.
You can't do it.
Can't do it. Baker Mayfield was Baker Mayfield.
Hey, he was Baker Mayfield through and through. Jaden Daniels, your boy.
Came through.
Stricky. He delivered.
He
delivered.
See, here's the issue. If it wasn't blue and they weren't, I didn't say it. I'm talking about Indianapolis now. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about Indianapolis saying if they weren't blue and they weren't.
Just saying.
You wished that you could do like on the movie Boomerang and reverse that.
I do.
And have Anthony Richardson down there and Jaden Daniels up there, because that's what you was really hoping Anthony Richardson would be, is Jaden Daniels.
Yep, but he's not. Yeah, not in the slightest. Philly beats Green Bay. Buffalo beats Denver.
We strictly called that.
Stricky did call that. And then one game tonight. Rams.
I did not root for the Steelers though.
We got it on air. I can find it for you.
Yes, I need a replay.
Okay. See what we can do during break. When we get back from break, we'll touch on a little Husker men's basketball, but you guys have a lot of text on this. So we'll dive back into the Mike Tomlin conversation, wrap up some Husker hoops at Purdue on the other side.
Download our app by searching for 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day wherever you are. More of On the Block next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys, you'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with Omaha's first serve on January 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Witness history in the making as Love Omaha Volleyball takes on Love Madison in the team's inaugural home match. Be there to watch Olympic teammates Jordan Larson and Lauren Carlini go head-to-head in a battle of the world's best. Visit lovboma.com for tickets starting at $31. Volleyball is the next major league.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law Group and find out how we can help get you the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group. Trial attorneys you can trust.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Hello, Charlie Stone here, and with me on the line is Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, it's been a while since we talked. Hey, what's the latest news at Honda of Lincoln?
It has been a while, Charlie. I hope you're doing well. Happy Honda Days is in full swing, and we have over 200 new Hondas in stock right now, ready for our customers to drive home.
Wow, that's the most you've had in a long time.
It is, Charlie. And we have great lease offers and financing from just 0.9% APR.
Hey, Andy, let me tell them about the pre-owned. They have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned to choose from, with financing from 3.9% APR available. Incredible deals on new and used during Happy Honda Days, or if you need tires on your current vehicle, Honda of Lincoln is your best choice. Maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Inventory in Lincoln is extremely low. Current lead times for construction are running anywhere from 7 to 9 months. Having some homes that are available now is really great for our community.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
Finding affordable home in East Lincoln is getting very difficult to do, especially in a new construction. We have homes available just on the west side of Hillcrest Country Club. Prices start just over $400,000. Big ranches, 3-stall garages. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. To get a new construction home on that side of town for just over $400,000 is a fantastic buy.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Let's wrap up the Mike Tomlin conversation because y'all have a lot of texts on that on our Starter Heyman Jewelers text line, 402-464-5685. Let's go back to Husker, our resident Steelers fan, on the text line here. Tomlin is under contract through 27, but he needs gone for this reason. We as Steelers fans have complained about quarterbacks, OCs, and TJ Watt being hurt. Well, we had TJ all year except for one game. Tomlin is all that's remained. That's why I believe he needs to go. Trade him or fire him. I do think Pittsburgh could get a pick or two in a trade for Mike Tomlin. I think there's a lot of franchises that would benefit from having his stability and his leadership. So that's definitely an interesting option. Let's contrast that with Tater. Saying Tomlin needs to go after making the postseason for the last 5 seasons is the craziest take I've ever heard. So that's just a thing, Strick. Who does Pittsburgh want to be? Are they good with just getting into the playoffs, of being in the divisional race, which they were a few games out of it this year because Baltimore was so good? But if you're a Steelers fan, or if you're in a Steelers observer at the very least, Should Pittsburgh be aiming for Super Bowls, or are you good with Pittsburgh saying, yeah, we'll wait it out and stay in postseason contention until we hit on this quarterback?
Outside of the defense, on the offensive side, they don't really have an explosive player. Yeah, I would say if they had an Antonio Brown, I would say if they had a Justin Jefferson. I like Freiermuth.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Kelsey. If he was the Kelsey, you know, you would be maybe having a different. They don't have anybody that's a big play guy, so they're a methodically move the ball up, get the defense to create turnovers, get a couple field goals, hopefully get a couple touches, but they don't have anybody that Pickens they're hoping can become, but he's so
kind of a head case,
and right. So offensively, you don't really have a run game. Like you don't have your Derrick Henry. Your quarterbacks, one you're unsure of, and the other one's on the way out the door. So you really just have what you have, and that's why your record shows up the way that it is.
Yeah,
they don't have anybody that outside of the defense, so they're playing by a methodology.
Yeah,
and that's not going to get you to the trophy,
right? Yeah. Unless you have, like you said, those 1A tier,
those guys
type of guys.
They're not there.
Augie brings up a good point on the text line as well. Steelers are loyal. Only 3 coaches since the 70s: Noel to Cowher, Cowher to Tomlin. Pittsburgh's not the franchise to make the kind of move to move on from a guy like this, Strick.
Yeah, and again, like you can only say that something happens to Tomlin is because we're in a new era and a new generation of Janet Jackson.
Hey,
what have you done for me lately? That's
0 playoff wins the last 8 years.
Right.
That's what it's been.
But
lately.
Everybody wants that instant gratification. I want that instant championship. I want that instant coach of the year. I want that instant TV. Just whatever. Everybody, I want that instant fame, and that's why they have the word 15 minutes of fame.
Right.
Everybody's looking for it in some form. That's why the cat that I saw on YouTube went over. He was over in Korea and Japan, and he was wilding out. And then the people started finding him on his. He wanted that instant viral moment. Everybody's looking for a viral moment, and in sports, that's viral championships every year.
Yeah,
everybody's searching for the next Tom Brady, Belichick type run.
Right.
And I just don't think it's there anymore because guess what? You now have an NIL generation and an NIL mindset. Everybody's out looking for the paperwork for themselves, and the team is not much. Now, listen, I got to give credit to Bosa and Khalil Mack.
Yeah,
they took pay cuts to stay together, but it just didn't pan out for them.
Right,
because of your boy.
Excuse you. Travis on the text line, it says 25 teams would call Tomlin immediately, but those 25 teams are just happy to make the playoffs. Steelers standard and Super Bowls go together. That's changed over the last handful of years. That's what Travis has to say. Let's see. 0609 says, is Tomlin turning into Andy Reid and the Eagles? Do they need a reset?
Is he Andy Reid or Bill Parcells? Or is McCarthy Bill Parcells?
Well, what's interesting to me is that Tomlin's never been the scheme guy, right? Like Andy Reid, who's been the play caller for a lot of his offenses. That's what Andy Reid can hang his hat on. Tomlin's the culture guy, you know? So I have a hard time saying that he is Andy Reid, but you're kind of getting to that point.
I listen, I wish him well.
Oh, for sure.
I do, because like you said, I think there'll be 25, like was just stated, there'll be 25 opportunities that present themselves because guess what?
And he's not fired yet. I still think Pittsburgh holds on to him, but if the time comes.
In a lot of places, what Tomlin brings is what's broken. Culture.
Yeah.
In a lot of these places. Just think about it, right? If you're the Raiders right now, there's something that you seen go straight down the toilet bowl because it smelled like Dookie. And that's culture.
Yeah.
Just, you go back and look at the old, it's like you knew what Raider culture was in his old form and frame.
Yeah.
Gone. I'm sure they would love a Tomlin type to come in there and reestablish culture. Another probably, I actually think the Chargers are going to be fine.
I do too.
I actually think they're going to be fine.
Because of your boy.
Yeah.
Herbert.
No. Harbaugh.
Harbaugh. Yeah. Mississippi Mud Dog does bring up the obvious Nebraska comparisons. Is it more Frank Solich? Is it more Bo Pelini?
Tomlin?
For Tomlin and the Steelers. To me, it's Bo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Better attitude from Tomlin than Bo Pelini ever had, but I think Tomlin's getting to that Bo point right now.
Just
Strick.
that stuck in that same. Yeah. He's definitely Franklin. It's amazing that they're both in the same state. Maybe it's something in the water. I'm just saying. Franklin seems to kind of be in that same Tomlin mold.
See, that's interesting. Who would you say has been more successful in the last 8 years, Tomlin or Franklin? Who's been better, Franklin for Penn State or Tomlin for the Steelers? I'm gonna
leave that up to the blockheads because I that one for me is if I pull out a authentic, not the dual face that I'll try to cheat on you to win the money on.
Mm-hmm. But play tomorrow, 2:45.
The actual head tail.
Yeah,
you could actually flip the coin and you could say tails is Tomlin and heads is Paul's is
Franklin. Yeah.
And whichever one it lands on, could you really say one way or the other is bad? I'm going to leave it up to you, but I'll leave it to the blockheads. 402-464-5685. Let us know who looks worse or had, can I reframe it again?
Who's been better for their organization? James Franklin for Penn State or Mike Tomlin for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
There you go. Want to know.
Let's go to break. We'll take your thoughts on it. 402-464-5685.
That's a good Jay question.
I think that's a good crossover for sure. Yeah. That's what we'll do. Crossover brought to you by Love Volleyball Omaha in just a sec.
Follow Austin Strick and On the Block on Twitter at Austin Orman, eStrick20, and On the Block 93.7. More of On the Block coming up.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
League One Volleyball is bringing the action to Omaha with Omaha's first serve on January 24th at 7 p.m. Central Time at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Witness history in the making as Love Omaha Volleyball takes on Love Madison in the team's inaugural home match. Be there to watch Olympic teammates Jordan Larson and Lauren Carlini go head-to-head in a battle of the world's best. Visit LOVBOMA.com for tickets starting at $31. Volleyball is the next major league.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and so much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through January 19th, enjoy USDA Choice Boneless Beef Rump Roast for $4.99 per pound. All-natural boneless pork roast for $1.99 per pound, 5-ounce tuna steak and mahi-mahi fillets $2.99 each, and chicken chili crispitos, 99 cents a piece. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So, if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Early break. And I would race to something warm, like just a burger or something that would warm my
A burger. Hold it, I'm having a break for someone give me a cheeseburger.
Well, you're a Dairy Queen.
Give me a cheeseburger. Burger me.
The Slurpees I got were red raspberry from Dairy Queen, and usually you can get something warm there. Fries. Just give me your fries, quick.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into On the Block one final time here on a chilly but beautiful Monday here in the capital city. Again, come check us out, 1040 O Street. We got the mill right alongside us down here. On these cold days, nothing better than a warm cup of coffee from the mill. We are brought to you by Nebco, and this is our crossover with Old School, sponsored by League One Volleyball. They begin their inaugural season at home January 24th at Liberty First Credit Union Arena in Ralston. Get your tickets online at lovb.com. You'll be able to see former Huskers Jordan Larson, Justine Wong-Arantes, Maddie Kubik, Lauren Stiffrens, and Lexi Rodriguez in action. And programming note, tomorrow at 2:30 and tomorrow at 2:45. Love Volleyball Omaha in the building. They will be here. We'll talk to Lexi Rodriguez and I believe Laura Dykema, a couple players on the Love Volleyball Omaha roster. That'll be the last half of hour one tomorrow. Super excited for that. Super grateful for our partnership with Love Volleyball and everything they're doing for us here at the station. Back to the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line we go here, Strick. Husker is fired up, a little salty about Mike Tomlin still. He says, Franklin for sure has been better than Mike Tomlin because Franklin has a playoff win. Old Dad 34 says Tomlin and Franklin are the same guy in my mind.
That's the way I feel.
But has one been better? Can you separate them? Who do you think?
I can't be mad at Cupsker. I mean, let's be honest. Franklin did. Franklin broke through this year. Against Ohio State he hasn't, but as a whole he broke through, which is something that, let's be honest, some would say it should have even been better. Because if Drew Aller didn't
don't do it. Don't do it.
If you know,
If Drew Aller had been better,
there you go.
Better.
Good point.
All we have to say. That's all we have to say. Nothing more.
Yeah.
Nothing less.
If Drew Aller didn't do that.
If he'd played better. That's all we're going to say.
And
this is the crossover with old school. Let's get Jay some headphones here. Here you go, Jay.
Here, Jay.
We're good. It's okay. We're good, Strick. We're chilling.
I got these over here.
Okay, Jay. The question that we're asked right now: who has been better for their organization? Mike Tomlin for the Pittsburgh Steelers or James Franklin for Penn State?
LeBron.
Was not an option.
LeBron James. Mike Tomlin. Not even close. I mean, it's when you're the head coach and you don't win, you're gonna be under fire. But I mean,
deservedly so.
Yeah, and that's what you get paid the big bucks for. But be careful what you wish for.
That part.
Be careful if you are you hear some national guys talking about, I'm speaking for, I'm listening to the fans, man. I mean, I love the fans.
And the fans love you.
Right? Yeah, that's subjective. But to be honest with you, like, F the fans. Like I mean, and I'm saying it with like being sincere that the fans are great. They have a purpose. You need the fans. That's great. But they don't know football. They don't know what it takes. And not saying that they don't know. I'm talking about, I'm saying like they do have great points, but you can't be impulsive because they lost. Now, I would say Mike Tomlin strongly needs to reconsider his offensive coordinator and how they're attacking. He needs to really, really reconsider on if he can find somebody dumb enough to get George Pickens off of his roster and out of his locker room. Those are now, and I do think, there is a small chance that you could, I guess, quote unquote, rehab him and be perfect, but it's slim and none. And at this point in his career, you're always going to you got a ton of headaches, guys late for meetings and things happen and all that.
Zion.
But this dude here,
your boy,
this dude here is like, he's a walking,
he's a walking winning season.
You're
talking about Pickens.
But,
sorry, yeah.
But Pickens is a dude that's just it's late nights. It's what am I got every day? You shouldn't, as a coach, you shouldn't. I wouldn't say hate go to work, but hate dealing with somebody like that because he's talented, but he ain't that good.
And that's
where
whoa. He's not.
Hold on. No. I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you. But I want to.
You just jumped in like you heard LeBron.
I want to add to that
because I want to ask you, where could you send him to where there's somebody in that R room that would look him in the face and say, "You're not him, my guy. I'm him." Vikings.
He's lucky.
Vikings.
Oh, you mean another player?
Yeah, where he goes in.
He won't go in.
Well, I'm saying where he would go into another R room because he right now he thinks he's him.
Right. He's the dude that he knows he's the best. It's kind of like in basketball, right? And the standard is the standard. Don't come tell me that you're just you're only the third worst player, or you play the third like baddest game in it. That should never, don't say, well, there's 5 other guys that played bad, but I still played bad, but they played worse. So he's a guy in there that knows he's probably the most talented guy in there. And it's been a cesspool of bad attitudes from Claypool to Johnson.
So he didn't got much training.
Antonio Brown. So as much you went from like Hines Ward and Plaxico from professionals to idiots, and that's just really a big part of the struggles because if you play a professional game and get targeted 6 times and have 1 catch for 0 yards, and you have the nerve to talk about there ain't no growth, bro, you drop passes. You're not where you're supposed to. I know you don't practice hard, and I know you don't study hard. That's number one that he has to deal with because
How much of that is Kevin Colbert, the GM?
all of it.
Like
it's got to
like,
be.
Tomlin can't continue to want these guys. Like it's his credit that he's dealing with it as well as he is. But at some point, maybe stop taking guys like this. You got to know to some degree that this is on the table for them in the draft process.
Yeah, but you need to surround him with like Strick says, you got to have a true number 1 alpha in there that can check him. And if you don't, that kid will. You'll see when you see him up there, man, bro, he's lucky to be honest with you. He's playing right now during this time. I know Joey Porter personally. We were in the draft together. Actually played against him when he was a wide receiver at Colorado State. Then he was a linebacker when we got drafted. He wouldn't have make it out that locker room back then. He wouldn't make it out there with Greg Lloyd.
Harrison?
James
Harrison.
Like,
he wouldn't make it.
Those are the
Hayward.
Right. Those guys, you would either sink or swim because you would have so much pressure on you and it would get physical. That's issue number 1. Number 2, they need a new offensive coordinator with some more, like, not necessarily schematics, forward thinking, and the route tree and stuff like that. They have some talent there because I like their tight end. I like their running backs. I like either or quarterback. I think you get more out of Russ, and then they need to draft well or free agent well and get a receiver. They need a guy that they can depend on. They needed to get Amari Cooper when they could have. Now, obviously, I'm glad he went to Buffalo. They need somebody like that. They get somebody like that. That solves a ton of problems. They need to get a little bit younger on defense. I think the defensive schematic is fine. I just felt like them dudes. See, and this is also a problem here, and this is where you run into trouble. You got a lot of dudes on that roster, and it reminds me of a lot of college football teams that have success. And this is what Bama's dealing with now, and Georgia potentially could deal with. You get guys that come in there at young guys, and they ride the wave of, in Georgia's case, national champions, of Pittsburgh, of being a good defense, and they think that they were part of them good defenses. So when you saw guys out there just being on edges and just getting blocked and playing like they were playing football, and then all of a sudden in the second half they played like they wanted to be there, that's a choice. And that lets me know, and you only know it because I played with guys like that. I've seen it, and heck, probably at some point in time I done it. You know what I mean? But I had a good enough. I never did it more than once, or like for a series or two. Where you got to check yourself with them dudes. That whole D line, they was just okay with getting blocked.
Yeah,
they was okay with
just
getting
laying
blocked.
on the block.
Yeah, just hey, I'm here.
I'm here.
I did my job.
spot.
Right, you in a spot and you getting embarrassed like that. So that's where they have to make sure that they infuse like maybe some really good free agents that can bring those young guys along. You know what I'm saying? So when they actually know when they get out there and they're playing against the Ravens, they have earned it.
One quick question.
Let's pause for ID before we do that.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
One quick question for me, Jay. Listen, say things go south.
At Pittsburgh?
For Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Say things go south, and you know that he's going to get calls from everywhere.
Yeah,
if he wants to take it. If he wants to answer the phone, he can take it. When you look at around the landscape, there are teams that have lost their identity. They've lost their culture. Not necessarily that means you have to be the old style of culture, but whatever, you don't really have a culture anymore. If he was to field, let's just say 2, because we ain't got a lot of time. We're going to get you. Just give me 2 places and why you would feel would be a great fit for a Tomlin type of coach right now.
Now this is with a new coordinator, offensive.
Yeah.
You bring him in assuming he's going to make the changes so he doesn't turn into Pittsburgh 2.0.
If it's me, if I'm Mike Tomlin.
If you the GM.
If I'm Mike Tomlin and we were back at 7370 Stewart Drive and we was kicking back them brewskis like we did that one night, I would tell him, listen, you need to go to Chicago because he fits Chicago. Defense, tough. Now you bring in somebody
quarterback potentially,
right? Specifically bring in somebody to nurture
Mold
that offense,
that.
right? or Vegas. Long as Tom, because here's why.
That's what I said.
As long as Tom Brady's there and involved in, in 25% or whatever he owns, and he has the owner's ear, and they're gonna have a new GM that's gonna support Mike Tomlin, they'll win. Now it's gonna be tough because Patrick Mahomes is there, but they'll be competitive. Now it'll be harder because you'll go from constantly being in the playoff there to fighting an uphill battle. You got Denver. I mean, it's not the ideal situation to hit the line running, but that's a place that I could see him going, and to be him being fitting right in. Another in other places as well.
New Orleans a little too similar to Pittsburgh in terms of the ownership structure.
I think that would be another one too. I think Mickey Loomis is good. I think that he would be everybody respects Mike Tomlin, so I think he'd be good.
Bucks.
Well, I mean,
Tampa Bay.
He's coached there before. He was a defensive back coach there. Todd Bowles is still under contract, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean that'd be until he's gone, but
Atlanta?
he just made it. No, those guys are there, but I like New Orleans on a sneak just because of he has a quarterback.
Dallas?
No, nobody wants to go to Dallas. There's one guy. There's only one man on this earth that can operate on Dallas,
and that's Deion.
and his man, and he's prime.
Prime.
That's it, and that's the only anybody else. You just getting a check. I mean, you just there just to wait till you say Jerry gonna fire you, and then you know what? The sooner the better. Just go there for a year, take your lumps.
Willie lump, get the heck on.
Yeah.
Just stroll out with the bag.
Because you ain't making
with the Louis.
You ain't coaching, and you ain't making no decisions.
Facts.
I mean, it's not. I mean,
that's what McCarthy was leveraging.
What?
McCarthy was leveraging that, and that's why they didn't got a deal, because McCarthy was basically saying, we look like blue. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry.
My brother.
He was saying
my brother. No,
we look terrible.
Yeah,
I used a better word, Austin.
You did. Thank you.
We look terrible, and I either need to get this paperwork to deal with this foolishness that I'm having to deal with, or
let me go. Make up your mind, because I think McCarthy would have been interesting in Green Bay, or not in Chicago, right? His familiarity with that division. He's been pretty good with young quarterbacks, all things considered. Cowboys block his interview with Chicago, just not bring him back.
Yeah, and I think that's a little weird, because sometimes just because they want to interview doesn't mean that you have the job for Mike McCarthy's sake. I think it just came down to which Mike McCarthy was smart. You got to commit to me. You didn't commit to me in my like when I was a lame duck coach that the last year. You let me essentially get to the 23rd hour. So now I need you to he probably asked for like a 7-8 year contract. No one wasn't gonna get it. Jerry was like, "How about let's go year to year?"
Mm-hmm.
It was stupid on Jerry's part. He's a great businessman. It was just dumb. It was. I mean, at this point, you had no intentions on signing him.
Yeah, that part.
What's coming up on Old School? What we got?
We'll dive in a little Husker basketball. I'm sure they've been, taking shots.
They was red dookie.
Obviously, we'll talk about the college football playoff championship and the recap of the game, and then obviously the NFL playoffs.
There you go.
Not blue, red.
He's driving me nuts, Jay. He's driving me nuts.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Good. Keep it that way. Might fill you in off air, but it's probably best if you don't know. So big thanks to Nebco for sponsoring the show. Big thanks to Love Volleyball Omaha for their sponsorship of the crossover. We will be back tomorrow 2 to 4 during On the Block. And don't forget, Hour 1, Love Volleyball in studio. Lexi Rodriguez, Laura Dykema. We'll talk with them from free. Looking forward to that. Come back with us tomorrow during On the Block. Strick, Austin, Ellie, we'll talk to you then.
Inventory in Lincoln is extremely low. Current lead times for construction are running anywhere from 7 to 9 months. Having some homes that are available now is really great for our community.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
Finding affordable home in East Lincoln is getting very difficult to do, especially in a new construction. We have homes available just on the west side of Hillcrest Country Club. Prices start just over $400,000. Big ranches, 3-stall garages. Our designer has selected incredible finishes that will amaze you. To get a new construction home on that side of town for just over $400,000 is a fantastic buy.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at Aspen Builders.